Let me tell you a story. So I haven't really had short form content in like over 4 years. If you know me, I deleted TikTok like over 4 years ago, never used it. And the other day I decided like I'm just gonna try Instagram Reels. And my mental health went so bad so quick. Like I have always had Instagram downloaded, but I never really decided to, go on there and scroll. And so when I was scrolling, I was noticing so much stuff. It was like, people posting like arguments and the highlights of their lives so you feel insecure. And it really reminded me a lot about dieting. So if you're on a diet, you would know that when you get off the diet and you start eating the bad food, you start to feel horrible. And it reminds you, like, that is how the average person feels 24/7. And so that's what happened for me. I never really scrolled before. And then I start scrolling, I start seeing all this bad content that's making me feel like insecure. It's like arguments, people talking about like gender arguments and like height arguments. Like if you're under 6 foot, you should just go die. I was seeing all these types of content and I was just like, dude, this is how the average person feels. They're addicted to this content that is literally ruining their mental health. Like there is so many people that will just be so addicted to this content and they can't stop. And the reason why is because these companies are worth like billions. They hire these like scientists, these tech guys, and they know how to keep you addicted to it. It's literally making you feel worse. Like objectively, if you scroll this stuff, it is making you feel horrible. And yet you can't stop because it is just so addicting. The thing is, there's some content, there's some ways you can use the internet that is actually good. Like let's say the Bible app, texting friends, texting family, watching videos like this, watching educational content, trying to learn about like bodybuilding, trying to learn about spirituality, things like that. Like that is good. But you have to agree with me on this. The majority of content that you consume is going to be negative. Like the majority of content is going to be profiting off of like men's lust. It's some girl wearing something provocative. It's going to be like this rage bait kind of content where it's like arguing about, does height matter? You're going to be seeing people's highlights of their life and it's going to make you feel insecure. You're just going to be, oh man, I'm never going to be like that. Life is just so hopeless. And this is why I want you to just try this experiment for a couple of days. I want you to compare this a couple of days compared to your whole life. Like that is just nothing. That is like 0.0001% of your life. So it's not even that bad. You just take a step back from the internet. The only reason you can be using the internet is to text friends, text family, use the Bible app, track your lifts. If you use like a weightlifting app to track your lifts, that's literally it. And maybe watching content like this. This is the only reason you should be using the internet. That's the point I've gotten to now. Because here's the thing, it's gonna feel really hard at first to do that, but then it's just like a couple of days of doing it and you will realize like, oh my God, I just feel so much more happier. And it's like, it's so hard to put a pin on what it is. I really think it's just seeing all that kind of negative content that we talked about earlier. It literally makes you feel worse. And when you just stop watching it, it's just like dieting. Like when I started dieting, I was addicted to the food, right? But then I started eating clean food and it's the food that everyone says is boring. People are gonna say like, oh, you don't have TikTok, you don't have Instagram, bro, you're boring. But you feel so much better when you're on a diet. Like for example, I had like really bad stomach problems when I was growing up. Like I would always have to get my mom to bring me home when we were in church because I was like, Mom, I'm gonna throw up. And so when I started dieting, I felt amazing. And now I'm just like addicted to it. I've never had a cheat day in over like 2.5 years. And it's a lot like that. You're going to do this experiment. You're going to quit all the social medias. You're going to only use the internet for the things I said. And you are just going to realize that your mental health is way better. And you're going to become addicted to this kind of lifestyle that I am. By the way, man, if you want to learn more about this, I recently launched a new community. It's linked in the description. It's half off because it's like a pre-sale. I'm still making it, but it would be awesome if you joined. So go check it out. And you may think, okay, that's it. It's just like it's going to make you feel worse when you watch this content. But it's not even just that. When you watch this kind of content, it literally makes you not want to do the hard work that makes you feel good. So let me explain. Like when I was scripting this video, my parents were watching TV, right? And I felt a pull to go and watch TV with them instead of doing this hard work that would have made me feel better. And the reason why, it's like things that are more stimulating than your hard work, your brain is just like, okay, it's more comfortable. it's more stimulating, so I'm gonna go do that. That's why, like, if you're playing video games and you're going to the gym, you're just gonna objectively get worse gains because you're gonna skip the workout more. You're gonna skip that last exercise that you don't feel like doing. You're gonna go home from the gym early. And so every time you experience this kind of like spike in dopamine that comes from things like not just scrolling and not just this short form content, but also like junk food, drugs, alcohol, pornography, hookups, all this kinds of stuff, it like lowers your baseline. So you're once right here, right? But then you get a spike and that makes your baseline go lower. It feels good in the moment, right? Like this high up here, it feels good. You want to be up here. But then when you go back down, it gets worse and worse. And you keep getting addicted to these kinds of like spikes in dopamine because it's like, oh my God, I feel up here, right? But you're not up there. So you have to raise that baseline. How do you do that? You basically just do all the basic self-improvement habits, like you're meditating, you're working out, you're reading your Bible, you're doing all these things that people say are boring. Oh bro, you're boring. You're not going out and hooking up with girls. You're not drinking alcohol. You're not going out and partying. But dude, it makes you feel so happy when you have just a high level, like a high baseline in dopamine. You feel so motivated to do your work. And you know that if you did 100% of the things that you set out to do, you would just feel happier. Like those days, you have those days, right, where you do every single thing you said you would do. Like for me today, I have meditated, I have read my Bible, and now I'm recording a couple of videos, and then I'm gonna go work out after this. At the end of the day, I'm gonna feel so much more fulfilled, right? But the thing is, when you have those days where you don't do all your habits, you literally just feel like way less fulfilled. Like you feel like shit. Like it's just a fact. So if you're not a little bitch and you're gonna take my advice and you're gonna take action on this video, here's exactly what you will do. You do this experiment, right? You just delete everything for a couple days, right? Delete TikTok, Instagram, whatever it is, whatever social medias you use, or whatever this bad content consumption is. The only reason you use the internet, like I said, is for your Bible, for maybe tracking your lifts, texting friends, family, I guess watching content like this that is strictly educational. That is the only reason you should be watching content, is if you want to learn. And you'll realize, like, you'll put your phone down and you'll just be like, damn, I am so bored. I'm so bored. You'll realize that you have wasted thousands of hours on this type of shit, and you will never get that time back. Like, I hate to put it like that, but it will motivate you to start now. You'll be like, okay, I'm never gonna get these thousands of hours back that I wasted on these addicting ass apps. And when I'm on my deathbed, I'm gonna feel like shit when I'm looking back and like, man, I just wasted so much of my life. So you're gonna just get quickly addicted to this kind of lifestyle. You're gonna notice that you start to do more wholesome shit. You're hanging out with like your parents, you're talking to them about life, you're playing with your dog more, you're going outside, you're doing all these things that just make you feel happier. And you're also way more motivated to do your work because, like I said, you're not getting all these constant dopamine spikes that are lowering your baseline of dopamine. So you just feel so much more motivated to do your work. And when you feel more motivated to do your work, you're gonna feel happier because you're achieving all of your goals. And so hopefully for anyone watching this, if you do this experiment, you just become addicted to this kind of lifestyle that I started over 4 years ago. And yeah, man, it's really fulfilling. You know, it's really weird when I started scrolling again. And like I said, I saw like, this is how the average person feels. And they feel probably worse because, you know, I was only using Instagram. There's so many different apps that people scroll. And, you know, most of my content was like people going to the gym, but yeah, there's just so much bad content out there that you have to avoid. And the only real way I found to avoid all this bad stuff is to just delete everything. You know, people are gonna say you're weird. I was always that guy in high school when everyone was talking about, oh, this new music artist, oh, let's idolize this new music artist instead of God. I was that kind of weird guy. I didn't know who the hell this guy was. I didn't know this new trend, this new gay little TikTok dance. I didn't know any of it, but at the end of the day, I felt way more fulfilled than most of them. So yeah, man, if you want to learn more about this, like I said, check the link in the description. I recently launched a new community. I'm still making it. So yeah, man, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.